What evidence is there that the singularity has taken place? I was wondering in recent months, how would we know when the singularity takes place? Then everything becomes very different because there's an acceleration in the way things change, and more it's artificial intelligence talking to each other that will make some dynamic process go on where the views of human beings will be less and less required to be part of the process. And I was wondering, will there be any telltale signs that this has happened? And I think I've found some evidence, however indirect it might be. In recent months, I've taken the habit of on any issue I try to solve, to ask the views of first of GPT-4, then when Claude 3 happened, I started asking both. And recently I worked on the PVS-NP issue in the following manner. I asked Claude to split itself into a good cop, bad cop, two-part, and have a dialogue, a trialogue with me, and try to advance on the issue. Then I would submit to GPT-4 the result, the outcome of what will be the conclusion we reached, and with that feedback of GPT-4, I would feed that back to Claude and see how we could go on working on the issue. And even more recently, when Llama 3 was released, I added Llama 3 to the discussion. And what happened today, after having looked at a number of reports, is that I thought the following: will I work this weekend on another issue? And I thought, yeah, okay, and I proceed with the same method, asking one or the other, and then feeding back to the second one, and trying to move on from there. But the news I heard today made me hesitant, and I've realized just why right now. I'm actually waiting for the release of a next generation of GPT, which might be 5 or called differently, 4.5 or something like that, and. Why am I waiting now instead of proceeding? Because I think that the effort I will put into trying to reach some, to develop the issue further down and move on, will be wasted whenever a new release will come. And so now I'm not going further because I'm waiting for a further release of an artificial intelligence, thinking that I may waste some effort if I worked in the meantime until that release is there. And I think that actually shows, as I said, indirectly, but it shows that we human beings are very much out of the race. Okay, I don't know what you think about my reasoning, but please let me know. I'd like to know what you think about it. Okay, bye.